Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Irish Uncensored. I'm here with my buddy Grant, as always. How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
Hanging in there, buddy. Virginia Tech week on the road. Yep. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you maybe you're lagging a bit. Yeah, Virginia Tech on the road. What are you thinking about this game, man?
Night game. Virginia Tech is probably going to be the most hostile place we play all year. I think even more than Florida State in week one. They're going to bring it. I mean, they are a good football team. Their quarterback is very mobile, and I I just think that it's going to be a tough game, honestly.
Yeah, they're 3-1. They beat a 10th ranked North Carolina to start the year, and then they've beat Middle Tennessee and Richmond, which might not mean a lot. And they lost at Virginia Tech at West Virginia by one score, and you said they lost with having possession on fourth down.
Yep, fourth and goal. So they were getting beat pretty handily, and they fought back. And I mean, there's no quit in Virginia Tech. Like they're young overall. I think they're a younger team than like we played the last couple weeks. Like looking at their depth chart, offensively, you're looking at like receivers are sophomores and juniors. Offensive line, your most experienced offensive lineman is a junior. Quarterback's even a junior. Running backs are juniors. Or at least your listed starters are junior. Defensively, kind of the same stuff. It's relatively young. They've got a true freshman starting at corner, junior, sophomore, freshman, junior, sophomore, junior. So I mean, they're young. They're a young team, but they're disruptive. They're athletic. They get a lot of tackles for losses, which we give up a ton of tackles for losses, as you well know. So,
Unfortunately.
I mean, I think we're going to win the game. I think we're going to win. It's going to be tough, and we're going to find out if Drew Pyne is the starter and if he's the guy. Like, is this the guy that we're going to roll through the rest of the season with, and is he going to be like enough? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is it something he can fix? Can he help us alleviate pressure off of our O line?
They've got two. It looks like they basically split time between two backs, and they're both solid. So, I mean, I don't know how much that means, but I don't. I feel like the air has been let out on the season for me, at least right now. Like I still am like feeling that loss from Cincinnati. Yeah. That garbage loss. I know we have a lot of comments on our last video, quite a few views. And I can't say it enough. I think I could say it 1,000 more times how bad I think Cincinnati is. And I just, it sucks to know that we figured out what most fans already knew in that game, that Pyne might be our starter and that he came in late, like just 2 quarters too late to possibly change the outcome of our entire season.
If you watched our last video at the beginning, there are usually like 4 little points that we talk about in the game, and I believe one of them was Drew Pyne should start. That was the one coming out of the Wisconsin week into the preview of the Cincinnati game.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like complaining about stuff that we wish we would have known. Like it's stuff we knew, and it's not just us. Like many Notre Dame fans knew. I just, even talking about Notre Dame right now, it just like hurts to know that we lost that game. And it hurts because we lost to a lesser opponent. It's an opponent that is nothing. Like Cincinnati is nothing, and they're like a solid top 20 school. But the thing is, I feel like that's kind of where we're at. We're ranked 14th in the nation right now. I feel like we almost don't even deserve that ranking because of how we've played and what we've proven this year. Like we really have proven nothing. Despite me thinking our top is so much higher than we've proven, we haven't proven it. And maybe the difference will be Pyne. I think this week will be telling. Unfortunately, it's a week too late, but we'll see.
I mean, it'll definitely be telling for how the rest of our season is going to go. I mean, we could still end up running the table and going 11-1, which I would still consider a very successful season. I think if that's what happens, I'm going to be a little upset that we didn't go to Pyne a little sooner in that Cincinnati game. But at the
Yeah,
same time,
I'm
I mean,
already.
it is
I
what it
don't
is. A
expect
loss.
it, but I don't expect that we're gonna go 11-1. But I foresee us very likely to go 11-1, and it's just it literally just kills me. Like just thinking about
Yeah.
it kills me. But did you happen to look up any of the bets? I know last week we didn't get all the bets right because
Got
of
none of that right
by
because
by
we played like a giant trash can for way too much of the game.
yeah.
I've got a few. That's what I was like looking down at my phone because I was pulling up some of this stuff. So
I mean,
we're,
too much of the game is an understatement. It was almost the whole game. I
yeah,
can't even believe we were in the game. Like I think Virginia Tech this week, they're gonna hang with us no matter what. They're that kind of team that's just gonna be in the game.
they'll never be out of it. Like if we're
And
up 21 points, they're
yeah,
not. Their
and we're
quarterback.
not the kind of team that puts a team away. So this is the kind of game that we could take a loss in if we play stupid like we have in a couple games this year.
Their quarterback is very, very athletic. He's a runner. He can
Mhm.
run. He can scoot. I mean, the thing of it is like the only reason I think this week is going to be there's a few things that we have going for us this week, considering we're on the road at Virginia Tech at night, which is an extremely difficult place to win. But we're coming off of a loss that I think a lot of people thought, even players kind of thought that we were just going to win the game. And I don't know if you have ever listened to Inside the Garage, which is Kyle Hamilton, Cam Hart, KJ Wallace, and Connor's podcast.
Mhm.
And they talk about the game and how like the preparation and how they need to prepare better and how they need to be better. And I think we're going to come out with a lot of focus this week in practice. We're going to come out with a lot of intensity in this game. We're going to be locked in. And then on top of us being locked in, we are now. I mean, if Drew Pyne can't get it done, then there's nothing for us else to say. There's nothing else to say. If Drew
Yeah.
Pyne can't get it done, we're not getting it done this year.
Yep, I agree with that. I mean, we'll see this week. Maybe the reason they didn't go to Pyne is because they didn't think they could. We'll find out this week. It could just take one week, one half to really figure that out. Obviously, we've already seen what he can do and what he can bring, the spark he brings, but we'll see. I don't know what to expect from our line. If this is going to be another terrible game on the O line and Pyne's going to be running for his life, but I'm praying Pyne helps that. Like you said last week or the week before, I don't know because Pyne's not played twice and not started.
Right.
About how the defense has schemed different when Pyne has been at quarterback.
Yes, completely. When Pyne's been at quarterback against Cincinnati, they stopped rushing upfield because they were afraid that he would break contain because he's athletic enough to hurt you with his legs. He's not going to like Brandon Wimbush you and like just dip for 50 yards straight into the end zone, but he's got enough athleticism and speed to like pick up the first down consistently, which is what we need. We need somebody to hold people accountable. Not only that, but when he comes in and he fakes and he's reading the defense, they have to actually not crash the fuck down on our running back because he could pull the ball out and he could throw it or run.
Yeah.
There's
Unlike
just
with Cone when we were running the triple option out of the pistol, like that wasn't looking too good.
like, dude, I mean, it just it sounds so insignificant, but it matters so much because it slows their defense down. It makes their defense think more. They can't just flow to the ball. Like if they're not being able to just crash down, I mean, that's with a guy like Kyron or Chris Tyree, that could be the difference between them getting tackled 2 or 3 yards or them getting tackled 7 or 8 yards. And we need those 7 or 8 yards because we haven't run the ball worth a fuck all year. I'm curious. Mayer's banged up. I'm curious to see how much he plays, or if he plays at all, or if he's on like a pitch count. I mean, our O line apparently Carmody got hurt last week. I didn't even realize, so that's why Joe Alt was playing. We were on our 4th left tackle of the season through 5 games, so that's really fucking awesome.
Yeah, you brought that up last week. The alt was playing.
Yeah. So I'm really curious to see what happens this week. And like you said, it's going to be extremely telling. But I do have a couple bets that I personally would take, just kind of glancing through here. So I would take, we're right now favored by a point. So I would take us -1 for at a -110. I would take the money line at a -115. And I would take the over 46 at -115. That's kind of lazy look. It was quick. I didn't really get a chance to dive really too far into the game, but I like all of those options. I think we're going to come out and try to put up some points. I think Drew's going to sling it. I mean, my personal thought is he's going to sling it and he's going to get the ball out quick and we're going to spread them out and we're going to go a lot of like 2 RB and 1 tight end. We're not going to sit here and try to force the run against Virginia Tech. What comes with it comes with it, and he's going to chuck it around. He might make some mistakes. He might throw some picks, but I think he's going to make up for it with big plays. I think he's going to hit some guys in stride and let them just work. I mean,
when we hired Kelly, like think about how long ago this was. Remember that Cincinnati team and like how they were just gunslingers. Like they would come out and sling it everywhere. I mean, at any point in the game, they could have like 6 15-yard plays in a row.
Yep.
It just boom, you're done. No matter what you did on defense, it doesn't matter because they were slanting and cutting and carving up the defense with amazing like play calls and playbooks. Like I don't know if we've seen that from Notre Dame since Kelly's been there. I think we've seen glimpses of it. Like I know Golson had his moments. I don't know if you could say Wimbush did, but we had a couple like momentary things. Maybe Pyne will be the guy to put that together because we have the athletes on the outside to be able to get that done.
I think hands down, this is one of the best skill position groups that we've had in a long time, like as a whole.
As a whole, for sure.
Yeah, you consider Mayer, we have 2 2 running backs that are both going to play in the NFL. Receiver-wise, it's not like the best group I've ever seen, but overall the experience is there and the speed is there. I mean, Braden Lindsey's a burner. He made a great play last week. Bounced back from some tough situations. And Kevin Austin, if Kevin Austin can figure out the dropsies, I just think about this. Those guys like Drew has been second or third string pretty much the entire time. How much do you really think he's thrown with those guys this year?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
So if he gets a whole week of first team reps,
and we still don't know for sure if he does, but I'm assuming he has to. And how about Avery Davis too? I think Avery Davis might be our best consistent receiver, and he's kind of in the background a little bit.
Right.
I mean, that's my opinion on him.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think a week of Team 1 reps, would help everyone immensely, getting comfortable with him being back there. I mean, if Kelly, okay, let's play devil's advocate. What if Kelly rolls out cone? What are your thoughts as a fan if you see number 17 rolling out there against Virginia Tech?
I'll just be crushed. I mean, he's already learned from his mistake. If he goes back on what he's already learned, I don't know. And Cone's fine. It's just not this year, not with our O line. It's like nothing to do with Cone. It sucks. Like I feel bad even saying it, but
yeah, he's just not the guy.
It's not going to work.
We don't have the O line to protect him, and he's not mobile enough to protect himself.
Yep. So, what would you think if he rolls out?
If you start Cone, like I have not been one of those people going fire Kelly because we've been the college playoff 2 of the last 3 years. I mean, yeah, we've lost, but we're getting there. Like it's a process. And if you roll out Cone, I feel like you are putting your job on the line. Because if you roll out Cone and shit goes wrong at Virginia Tech, I do think that the fire Kelly shit becomes a little more like it gets a little louder. The noise gets a little louder because you're now just completely ignoring what you've seen through Pyne coming in 2 games and just being in an emotional spark for the team, coming in and making plays for the team. You're ignoring that. You're ignoring it. And if he does that and something goes awry, I think even if it doesn't, like if you're that like hard headed that you're not even going to start Drew after what you've seen him do, I don't know what to tell you. But he's not going to be the guy to get us over the hump if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm assuming he
Might not
will.
be.
He should be in there. I can't imagine we roll out with anyone but Pyne just for his own save face. Like, even if he doesn't think he's the guy, I think he's proven to be the best option. So it's just, how could you not?
Well, I mean, if Pyne goes out there and he stinks, then it's a complete, like, I mean, it's open season again. And if Cone ends up back in there, he ends up back in there. But
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
you have to say, Brian Kelly has to check off the box of saying, I put Pyne out there and this is what happened, good or bad. You have to. You straight up have to.
I think it'll be good. I think I don't know what to think of the season. I still haven't fully grasped what happened. I'll say it like 1,000 more times, unfortunately. But like, I don't know what to expect now. I didn't ever expect playoffs. I know we were called delusional and a few other words in our last comment section. I don't think we're a playoff team. I think we potentially have a very high ceiling.
Yeah.
But we haven't even been near that. I don't even know if that ceiling that I think we have is reachable, even though we have the players. It's like playing with a new team full of like really good players, but they just haven't played together yet. That's what it feels like with this team. Like, there's no camaraderie, there's no consistency. So what is our top? Who knows? I think it's an A+, but our top may be more like a B+.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm wrong, but
yeah. I mean, we may never get there. We may not see it this year, but I mean, our schedule, when you look at it, has been easy. I mean, has Florida State won a game? I don't think so. Toledo lost the week after us. I mean, I'm not an excuse maker because calls go both ways, but I know you saw, Tyler, what Kyle Hamilton said about what the ref said to him on that particular play, where it was blatantly obvious that we're both screaming at the TV, they're holding. Yep. And he comes up and says, you're an All-American. I shouldn't have to call holding. Yeah, I know there was calls that went our way, so I'm not going to really like highlight it too much, but I do want that to be said on here that that's complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit. I don't think it changed the game, so it's not like we're Notre Dame fans over here saying like, oh my God, we lost because of refs, because we lost because of ourselves. Not 99% of ourselves, 100% we lost the game. Nobody beat us but us. I'll say that again. Not Cincinnati either.
I mean, when you think about, it's pathetic that it was 17-13 at one point in that game with the turnovers.
If you were think about it, the Cincinnati's what? Are they number 5 in the nation? They were number 5 in the nation against us, who turned the ball on their own side of the field. What was it, 4 times or 3 times?
We turned it over twice in our own 20.
Yeah, and then 2 more times outside.
In their 20.
And then muffed it too. And somehow we were within 4 points with our 3rd string quarterback late in the game. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, they suck for that. They fucking suck for that.
They should have. They should
be embarrassed. They should have killed us. Yeah. Like that. It really, if their offense is as high potent, they should have easily scored 35. Easily.
Yep.
Against what we gave them. Like, we gifted them points, we gifted them the ball, anything and everything they needed to win that game handily, they had, and they barely won.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, who were you? So, like, kind of transitioning, who were you feeling offensive and defensive MVPs for us against Virginia Tech? Who are you thinking?
I'm going to say, I'll say who I already said earlier, Avery Davis.
Okay.
I think Avery Davis is going to have a game. Now that we can get somebody the ball, I'm just going to expect that Pyne is starting. I think Pyne's going to have a good game. And I think that means one of our receivers is going to have a good game. And who knows if Mayer is going to play a lot or how much time he's going to get. So I'm going to say Avery Davis. And if not, probably one of our running backs, maybe both. But who knows about that? We can't block. And then on defense, I'm going to say Hart again because he is looking like a fucking badass out there.
Yeah, I like those picks. I'm going to go ahead and say Admiola. Justin and Jason, the brothers, I'm going to say
Yeah.
that they have another big game. They're just like, they just do it. Like they just get out there and they just play. And I love that. And they have
Yeah.
high motor. They just seem like they're always chasing the ball. They're always making plays. So I think they both have a good game. Offensively, I'm gonna go Tyree. I think we try to get Tyree more involved in the offense and get some explosive plays. And here's the thing: when a 4-3 guy is catching the ball out of the backfield, that should be a mismatch every time. You're telling me that there's a linebacker in this country who can line up and play against Tyree?
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way. I mean, you might be a good linebacker, but you're telling me that you're gonna run with Chris Tyree? There's no fucking way. I mean, I don't even know if it's possible.
As long as he catches it and isn't tackled while he catches the ball, like has been happening, because we can't.
I just picture like him splitting out wide, catching a slant, him catching a swing pass out of the backfield. Like I just picture these things, and I think how many. I mean, even safeties and corners, there aren't too many that run 4-3s. If he gets the ball and he gets in space, that dude is dangerous, and we need to make it happen.
Yep.
We need to.
Wish we could have made it happen last week. I don't know why we can't, but let's just say it's a new season. It's a new ball game.
New start. If Drew Pyne starting, this is
it really is. It's like a second game one for this season.
Yeah. As long as Pyne's starting, this is exactly. It's a second game one. Let's see where we're at. Let's reevaluate.
All we can do is try to win the games in front of us. I mean, who cares about what bowl, whatever? We just got to win the games in front of us and improve. If anything, if worse comes to worse, like we just have to improve so we can be better for next year. Like I hate talking about next year already because it's so early, but that is like the worst case scenario. We have to get better.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. We have to continue to progress. I mean, if we don't, we have to take a look in the mirror because next year's schedule is going to be significantly harder than this one. We need to get some guys ready to play. I'm hoping to see some freshman wide receivers out there getting some more reps. I'm hoping to see our O-line start to build. I know it's beating a dead horse at this point, but I just want something good to happen. I mean, can we throw Rocco fucking Spindler out there? For fuck's sakes, how much worse could it be? I mean, he was getting a lot of team 1 and 2 reps, and we rotated 9 offensive linemen in this year, I think, and he's not played at all. Unless something's going on that I'm unaware of, I don't understand why you wouldn't get him some reps because straight up that dude's a starting guard next year. I mean, it just is what it is. So why would you not?
So do you have a prediction on the game?
Yeah. I'm going to say that we win 28-21. I think that I'm going to pick us to win the rest of the season, but I mean, we're going to come out focused and we're going to be ready to play. And Drew Pyne is going to bring the energy. And I think we're going to stay solid. I'm not saying we're going to blow them out. I'm just saying it's going to be a hard fought game, but we're going to come out victorious. What about you?
I'm going to say I think we're going to score more points. Like, how could we not? I'm going to say 31-24. I think Virginia Tech's just going to hang in there, like maybe even to the point where I don't think they should be as close as it should be, but they're still in that game because, like I said, I think they're a good team. So I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win by a touchdown, but I think it's going to be a close game throughout. Hopefully we can score more. Hopefully they don't get a bunch of turnovers and cause us some fucking havoc in the beginning of the game. And that sucks. So let's just have a good start.
Yeah. I've got one more question for you before we probably wrap this up. Drew Pyne starts. Okay. We're assuming we go out there. And I think this is a good Virginia Tech team. What we go out there and we blow them out with Drew Pyne as quarterback. He throws for 3 touchdowns, 250, 275 yards. We just look like everything starts to click. Are you pissed?
I'll definitely be pissed. How could I not be pissed? How could I not be pissed at that? Like, that's going to be it's like the best thing ever that sucks. It's like
Yeah.
if we come out there and look great, and that just means we missed out. Like
Yeah.
if I was Brian Kelly, I would be pissed at myself. Like people, I know we've been called we all fans, bandwagon fans, or fucking whatever in the comments, but it's like I'm not trying to be a realist fan or a fake fan or a bandwagon. Like, just think about the outcome. Imagine if you were coach, if you were Brian Kelly and that happened. Like, what would you think? Would you just be like, man, I'm glad, I still feel like I changed nothing, no regrets? No, you're an idiot if you fucking think that.
Yep.
Like, there's no way that would be going through my head if I was Brian Kelly. So I'm hoping that's what happens, and I'm gonna be very sad.
It's gonna be like a fist pump followed by a few tears from
God, yeah. But let's just end the season strong. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I was never hoping or thinking playoffs. We don't look like a playoff team at all. It's just to learn a lesson and a loss when we should have won. That's what I have the problem with. I don't care about the playoff. I don't care about the bowl game right now. It's just when you already have learned the lesson and you don't apply that lesson, it's like, then why are we playing? You might as well just like fucking go make your lineup in fantasy and just set it for the year. It's like you're not going to make any changes at any point. You're just going to throw them out there.
Yep. No, I completely agree. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, but we've got our score predictions in there, and we're going to be back for a post-game show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel Irish Uncensored, and go ahead over to Facebook and join Irish Uncensored on Facebook. We're going to be trying to put out, a lot of good content for you guys.
Oh yeah, go Irish, and let's beat the Hokies.
Go Irish.